Let us see. Ayato. As we have seen his kit before, you know, he's very auto attack focused on normal attack, yeah? So Ayato seems like a character that's very focused on normal attack and elemental burst. You know, similar to a lot of other characters that came out with Inazuma. So like, you know, Raiden, Yoimiya, Ito, and who's the last one? Oh, Kokome. Yes. They're one of those characters where you press a button and you infuse your normal attack. You infuse your normal attack to another element, you know, doing elemental damage on your autos, yeah? So that's pretty cool. So, as he's a character that's focused mainly on auto attack, we have Yunjin there to buff Ayato's normal attack damage. And since Ayato Elemental Burst creates a huge field that you know, it's like a rain. It's basically rain, right? He makes an area of the map rain. Yeah, the Rain Man. So Sucrose is there for Elemental Mastery and Anemo to crowd control as well and reduce enemy resistance. Zhangling is there because Vaporize. So this, realistically, you can pull this banner and you can get Ayato's entire team, right? You don't need healers in the Abyss, because if you die in the Abyss, restart the run Pepe. Like, I don't know, you probably need healer, but this generally is a decent team. You can pull Ayato's banner and get a team from this banner. The only sad thing is, this is a bait. You know, it's either Ayato or, you know. Alright, so Ayato is a very, you know, refined looking. I'll get him C0 R1, yeah, just like Ayaka, her, you know, his sister, yeah. His outfit is very refined. He's a, you know, very calm, kind smile there, you know, very elegant anime fighting style, minimal movement, but very lightning fast slashes, yeah. He also has the boba drink as well, so he is a very, very cool looking character. But at the end of the day, in Genshin Impact, and I don't care, but you'll reach the point in Genshin Impact where everything is just preference and you literally can play anything you want. You know why? Nothing changes after you reach AR45. That is the sad truth, man. Like, how I play video games is I play the strong meta characters that I don't like, and I use them to build the character that I like, you know? It's all about the mentality, you know? It's the Asian mentality of doing the stuff you don't like so you can afford the stuff you like. Unfortunately, that's just how it works. So yeah, if you like Ayato, I promise you, no character you cannot play in this game. It's just about how much effort and investment you're willing to give them. I would say she's the only one that even I cannot save. She's the only one that I cannot save. So, aside from Jinyan, I'm pretty sure 99% of characters should work. I'm pretty sure Chi-Chi works. Chi-Chi does good damage now. Okay? I've tried my best, but she is just a cool pick. But Ayato, however, okay, wrong picture. Ayato should be a relatively strong character. Well, not strong as in, holy shit, it's another Bennett, because let's be honest, we're never getting another Bennett, right? MiHoYo has been really careful with the character releases, right? The character back in patch 1.0 were too strong now, so most characters are more balanced or weaker, right? And personally, I like it more. I want more niche and situational characters in Genshin, as bad as it sounds, because it's gonna make people pull more, right? It's good for Genshin, but it's not necessarily good for players per se. But I want more niche character because I want more different combination. I want character that excels in certain areas rather than using the same character everywhere, essentially, yeah? So I feel like Kamisato Ayato would be a relatively balanced and fair play character, especially in a certain freeze team that utilize a lot of swapping, you know? But I don't know. That's just merely speculations from my part, okay? I don't know, because I think people have the vibe that his E will last a very long time. But for me personally, for an ability that fancy, I think they're gonna make it last quite short. But that's just a guess, alright? But anyways, yeah. Ayato banner, you can pull Ayato, get Yunjin, get Sucrose, get Zhangling. Perfect, because Zhangling is there, so I'm pretty sure 1010 is gonna be like, it's Zhangling. So you know that happens, yeah? Alright, great banner, 10 out of 10. Actually, Nah, at this point, I'm just throwing random numbers just for the shit of it. Why not? Next is Venti. As you can see, Venti is here, as well as Yunjin, because Venti is an amazing physical damage dealer that focuses on normal attack damage. Sucrose is there, because Sucrose is definitely not a weaker version of Venti at all. And then Zhangling is there, because remember in patch 1.0, we all play like Venti, Gooba, and Fisher. And you know, that doesn't matter. Why am I even mad? It's Venti, right? Dude, my Venti is C0. Venti is downright the cheapest character in the game to build. You can build Venti like this. Get him to level 90, talent level 1, a 4-star artifact set, very decent. Go Elemental Mastery, Elemental Mastery, Elemental Mastery. VV set, 4-star. Don't even, you can upgrade it if you want, but... And that's it. That's his damage. And that's literally his job. He's so cheap to build, no wonder he's always broke. I mean, there's nothing much to talk about Venti, right? Venti kind of trivialized a lot of content in the game. But nowadays, a lot of enemies have the ability to, you know, not be crowd control. However, if you freeze enemy, you can still suck them in with Venti. Even rune guards, to an extent, can be moved. Venti was the first ban in the game and then Glee, right? You know, when I first started the game, I thought Venti was actually a waifu. But you know what they say? It takes sometimes it takes a real man to be best girl, right? Weapon banner, Elegy of the End and Haran Geppaku Futsu. Alright, so Elegy of the End, amazing weapon for Venti and several other characters. You use it on Diano, Sarah for the attack buff, right? It's relatively easy to proc, because it's like whenever you do damage with elemental burst or elemental skill, right? So your E or your Q, there's a 0.2 second cooldown on it, because otherwise Diano instantly proc it because her E hits 5 times. With Sarah, pressing your elemental burst generally proc it on its own, because you know the lightning strikes multiple times. And there's a good amount of delay between it. For Venti, you can just hit the ability and then swap over and it's done, right? However, I feel like there's a thing that not a lot of people know. But, you know, if you play the game for a long time, you'll know how it works. But, like, if you're new, you probably don't know. The very distant set only procs if your character is the active character. So you can't just throw Venti Tornado and forget about it. You have to constantly swap back to Venti to hit your E or something. Because like if you drop Venti Tornado ult before applying any element and then you apply the element, it doesn't work. Stuff like that, similarly, right? You kind of have to constantly reapply it. Wait till first wall, essentially, yeah. Just wait a bit first, because some people swap too fast and it happens a lot, right? But generally, the only thing you have to know is that you can't just AFK with Venti on his Tornado. I think because his Tornado lasts how many seconds? 12? 10? It lasts 8 seconds. Wait, only 8? Really? If it's only 8, then it doesn't matter too much. I think it's more Kazuha, right? The weapon, we did discuss the weapon effect already, as well as Elegy. These two weapons, I feel like generally they're good, right? They're good. The sword may be a bit too niche, because Mistsplitter exists, and this sword only focuses on normal attack damage, whereas Mistsplitter can do damage on elemental skill and elemental burst, right? However, it's not necessarily a bad choice, because it does give crit rate and good base attack, as well as a minimal amount of elemental bonus damage towards all element, right? So worst case scenario, you can still use it as a stat stick. It has a good balanced stat. The mentality of playing nowadays is you have to pick the very best item, the very best weapon, right? And I know, because I have this mentality as well. But I moved from like enjoying the game to like beating the game for a lot of games I play, right? And the more I do it, the more I realize that you don't need the very best shit to beat the game. Because if you need the very best stuff, need the top 1%, top 0.1% of item, artifact, equipment to beat the game, it's a f***ing bad game. That's like focusing content on the top 1% of the player base, you know? So, Elegy, it's like, it's just kind of slap on. There's some elemental mastery, some energy recharge. You buff allies after your elemental skill do damage a lot. No, doesn't have to do damage, as long as it hits, right? Essentially, that's it. Black sword, yeah, okay, all right, never mind. I know I did talk about it last video, but this sword compared to the battle pass black sword, technically the battle pass black sword is like what, 6 times cheaper, and it did like what, I don't know, it could do like 20% less damage. It's a 5-star weapon. It looks cool. You don't necessarily need it, but if it looks cool to you, grab it, right? For the 4-star option, at this point, I'm kind of like, I don't care about the 4-star option on the weapon banner anymore. It just doesn't make, you know, it doesn't make sense to me anyway. I guess you can have like Dragon's Bane on Yunjin, because on her artwork, she used Dragon's Bane. Let's see. I think, is that sacrificial? Is that sacrificial or is that Woodsit? I still can't see. No, that's Woodsit, right? It's Woodsit for Sucrose. Yeah, for your DPS Sucrose. That's the general banner overview, and I guess I'll see you guys all next time, yeah? Bye-bye.